I would like to thank the Rotarians who have been all the time with us, on the Rotarians online and Rotarians in the room. I thank you for the efforts you have always put to attend Wednesday meetings. And with that, we're going to start the meeting.
Did President Rukia's connection freeze?
The forward test is going to be led by the team leader, RCC, that's Innocent. Then the final toast is going to be said by Christine. The object of Rotary will be read by me, Rukia. And then with that, I think we can get up, we can stand up for the order of fellowship.
The Rotary Press will be read by Nafsi Zulaika. For what we have received and what we are about to receive, may we be truly thankful and ever mindful of the needs of the less privileged.
Amen. The loyal toast is said by Sudan.
To His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda.
To His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda.
The forward test will be said by Innocent. The forward test reads, of the things we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendship? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, the object of Rotary is said by me, Rukia. The object of Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as the basis of worth enterprise, and in particular to encourage and foster. First, the development of acquaintance as an opportunity to service. Second, high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations as an opportunity to serve society. Third, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's person, business, and community life. Fourth, the development of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world fellowship of business and professions, persons united in the ideal of service. Thank you so much, all the Rotarians, and can we take our seats? Thank you so much again, the Rotarians online. With us, we have the chairperson for the youth, that's Mahad. I think it's a privilege to receive her, to him rather. You're most welcome for our Wednesday's meetings. I think we shall give him a chance to introduce himself before we take off with our updates. Thank you so much.
It may be that once again, we've lost the connection.
Okay.
No, we have not lost the connection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Rotarians. By name, I'm called Azabo Mahad Kasim, the district youth chairperson in the district local government.
Thank you so much, Mahad. I think he has just introduced himself. He'll give us more updates on the meeting. So once again, I would like to thank the Rotarians online and the Rotarians with us in the room. And also I'd like to thank Mahad for coming for today's meeting, the chairperson for the youth. I think he will give us more updates. Also, we shall request update from Lenny Christine. Will also update us on what's in the district. And then after the Christine's update, as we are preparing to start the new project on drilling of the wells to the community, which will start with the training of youths from the districts, namely Arua, Oyam, Yumbe, and the Masindi. We shall all be hosting them here in Yumbe district for the training, and we shall be happy to host them. Therefore, I will request after Christine's update, then we also have updates, like we shall also have updates from youth chairperson. Then after the updates from youth chairperson, we shall now request the engineer who will come and train the youth on the Mususu well. Will also now give us updates. Then we shall also request update from Chris on his schedule of coming to Yumbe, Uganda particularly. Thank you so much. Without wasting time, I think Christine will give us update on what's in the district.
Hi, everyone online. Greetings to all Rotarians online and in the house. Good news from the district. I visited district. Finally, the DHO has endorsed our requisition. He had informed me he has finally endorsed it. I have to link with the malaria focal person. And as I called the malaria focal person this morning to check on how far he has gone, he gave me a report that the letter has been endorsed and they have submitted it to hospital, to the referral hospital, regional referral hospital, for director for approval. And the director has informed him that he's going to write another letter to be attached to our requisition forms and also to the letter which is attached, endorsed by the DHO, and then it will be sent to the health facilities. Then from health facilities, the commodities will be collected and will be brought back to DHO's office. And then finally, when it reaches there, they will call us to go and receive them. That is the good news that I received this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lenny Christine. That was update from Lenny Christine. With us, as I said before, we have the chairperson for the youth, that is Mahad. He will also give us some update. From that, we shall now request the engineer. Thank you so much. You're most welcome.
Thank you. Once again, hi Rotarians from online and in the August house. Once again, I want to introduce myself. I'm called Azabo Mahad Kasim, the district chairperson Yumbe. I want to thank this August house for having given me this mandate to present some status quo on how the issues concerning the young people in the district of Yumbe are concerned. Yumbe as a district, there are so many other challenging factors, but first of all, I want to start with the issue of high crime rates in the district. Within a period of 9 days, over 20 youths have been killed due to influence of drug abuse, involving themselves into theft and robbery, and over chewing of mairungi, smoking opium. They tend to tell us that it is idleness, they don't have what to do, and they dropped out of school in their early ages in P1 and primary 1 and primary 2, where when the jobs are advertised, there are qualifications required, where most of the majority of the youth cannot apply. Yumbe as a district has over 26 sub-counties, including town councils. There are 19 sub-counties and 7 town councils. When we look into these sub-counties, the youth structure has a structure from the district up to the village. And in these structures, we have activities that we normally conduct. However, due to resource constraints, we could not be able to do a lot because the structures are not empowered to the level where they can be able to make advocacy and sensitize the youth on what is ongoing now. As I talk now, even yesterday in one of the town councils called Barakala, one of the youth happened to steal a bicycle and the mob decided to kill him. He died. And some 2 days back, in one of the sub-counties called the Arelo, a youth went for a disco dancing. When these youths go for the dance, they move with pangas, silesas, arrows, and so on. And when there happens to start a fight, the fight normally ends with the killing of themselves. One was beaten unconscious, was brought to the hospital, and finally, he also died. And in town here, some 5 days back, a youth went and also stole somebody's petrol. In the due process of this, the mob mobilized and also killed him. The unfortunate thing with him is the mob decided when he was unconscious down, they went and collected the grasses, firewood, put on him, he was set on fire. Because of the influence of drugs, some few days immediately after that, a youth within the town council of Yumbe gang against a very innocent girl with the interest of raping this girl. When the girl rejected, they decided to beat this girl unconscious, and when the girl fell down, they picked a petrol, poured on this girl. The videos, I even have them. This girl burnt in a very terrible way. As I talk now, she is nursing injuries in Malago Hospital, the biggest hospital in the country. We are not even satisfied. We are not sure whether she will survive death. Not necessarily that. When you go to the prisons, you will see out of 10, the 7 are the youth. So issues concerning the youth in the district is becoming unbearable. One of the factors causing all this to happen is there is a reluctance in the roles and responsibilities played by the parents. Our parents are not playing the role to the children they produce. That is why most of the youth tend to abandon their homes. They come and they gang in the trading centers, and they have identified themselves into different names. Others have named themselves like God cannot reach. In our language, they say Adronga Chako. And these are places which are in bushes where a human being cannot be able to reach. The discussions they make in those groups are a little bit nasty. They are more of to make distractions to our community of the district. And some of these places are called like bushfire. Majorly, when you see how they mention themselves, they name them these groups where they stay, they are in 20 status. The most affected age groups of the youth in the district are from the age of 14 to 20. These are the most affected youths who are involving themselves into this. Yumbe as a district has a population worth 1 million because we have refugees over 200,000+, and the host is 700. When you look at the 700, 78% of the 700 are the youths. So really, when we see Rotary coming in place to come and have interventions to see the issues concerning the youth must be brought in, I am very grateful as a chairperson. That's why when I received these invitations to have these fellowships, I felt that I must not miss. Why I delayed a little bit is today, an organization called ADRA has been training over 320 youths, 200 from the refugee settlement, 100 from the host community, They were graduated today. I went and attended the graduation with them because I've been also monitoring some of these groups. We are really calling upon partners vis-a-vis the government to come together, and we give total time to see that we bring the youth in place. For us, we have a slogan as young people: there is nothing for the youth without the youth. It is hard for somebody who is not a youth to reach those places I have mentioned. But we know these spots when we are given the mandate to sensitize them, like even on teenage pregnancy. We have so many factors. Yumbe, after COVID-19, within a period of 1 year, over 9,224 young girls were those who were able to attend antenatal services in the facilities of the district. Were got in a period of 1 year, 9,226. So look at the state where these girls are going to be. First of all, they are going to drop out of school. These are teenagers from the age of 13, 14, 16. So not even 16, 13, 14, 12, even 9. So when you go to the facilities, they suffer most. And our facilities are handcuffed because of the high influx of the refugees from our neighboring country, South Sudan. Even our drugs, the basic drugs, as I talk now, when you go to the referral hospital and our facilities, they're very minimal. They are not adequate enough to the population, because when it comes to planning, the district plans for the citizens. The district does not plan for the refugees, but we have the refugees, over 280,000 refugees in the district. These refugees tend to go to our facilities and access these facilities. We are competing. A medicine that has been supplied by the headquarters, that is supposed to be for 1 month in the district, only stays for 2 weeks. The drugs are done. The rest of the month, the citizens suffer most from basic medicines. So we have issues. Part of these issues affect the young people, others the greater population of the district. So when I received this invitation, last week I was caught up. I went outside the district. I couldn't make it. But I said this time, I left the graduation ceremony ground to rush to see that I must attend today's fellowship in person. I am so grateful for the discussions that are ongoing, and I pledge to be present for the next meetings. I will need to be coming to attend in person. With all these few remarks, I beg to submit, and thank you so much, Rotarians Online and the August House, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very, very much for God and my country.
Thank you, Chairman Mahad.
Thank you so much, Mahad. Thanks for airing about the youth. I think before you also came last week, we also have a youth here who I think also presented some things concerning youth, who requested also training for the youth. So as to get the youths busy, I think we also need, it's high time that we bring youths together. We give them trainings, we make them busy to stop all the necessary things. With that also, I agree with you. And we know what's happening in Yumbe. With a few remarks, Mahad aired and Kusing also aired. With that, now I request the engineer from Suswell, if he's online, let him give us updates on the drilling of the wells. Thank you so much. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me time. So as you have already expected, come in Uganda to do the training and drilling, more especially in these low-cost technologies. So the plan is I'm expecting to arrive in Uganda Sunday, 25th February. And that I'll be in Arua in Sunday, Monday in Yumbe. So our plan is like we have shared already about some equipments and materials we'll be using. So if there are other people familiar with those materials or equipments, maybe it would have been good to buy it already before me. But if you see, it is a difficult because sometimes we specify quality of materials, you know, metalwork, more especially in drilling, we prefer a thick materials. So we indicated with our fellow friends 2 days ago on what they can do or what to buy already before I come. So it's like first week it will be a preparation of drilling equipment. So once I've arrived there, maybe you have to start with buying the equipment and materials. After that, we'll start fabricating drilling equipment. So once we have done with that is when we can start the trading with the drilling. So I just appeal my fellow technician if they are there or trainees to be trained, just to wait for us. The training is starting on 26 by preparation of drilling equipments. So I don't know from that side if there are some who are willing to learn how to, I mean, apart from drilling, there could be some people who want to train how to fabricate, like after we have drilled a well, there's a provision of installing a pump, hand pump. So we have models like this time around, we'll be dealing with the model 4. We call it Flamingo with 1 leg, and the model 2, it has 4 legs. So if there are some people who is willing to know how we do that systems, it could be good so that maybe in future, there should be a sustainability of these technologies. So to my side, it's just a confirmation that I'm coming. The training will be starting on 26 on Monday, that is by buying materials and equipment. So that's it from my side. I hope Hank is online. If he has something to say, maybe he can come in and add on what I've said. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Brighton.
Hello, maybe I should introduce myself and just give a short introduction on how this started. I'm in the house where there's some noise with construction, so sometimes you will hear background noise, so excuses for that. I'm based in the Netherlands. I'm an engineer. I've been involved in rural water supply for 30 years in different countries. And I'm advisor of what we call the Smart Center Group, which is a group of water training centers in 9 countries in Africa and 1 in Nicaragua. What we do with these training centers is we train local artisans in well drilling, as explained by Brighton, and we train them in producing hand pumps. And the hand pumps are rope pumps and MS pumps, and they are for small communities and families. It's not for big communities, but we focus on low-cost wells for small groups of people, maximum 50 people, and families. And in this case, Chris Russell saw the technology that we have presented on the E-Club. I'm a member of the E-Club for Rotary also. and he was interested in testing it in Uganda. So what will happen next week? By the way, it's starting on the 5th of February, not the 25th, the 5th of February. And the idea is to construct a drill set and to construct a pump and see if it works. There is no guarantee. With well drilling, there is never a guarantee that you find water, but it seems possible that you can do manual drilling in the area. Again, it's first a test. And then this is a first training. And then if it works, we always propose a second and maybe a third training to make sure that the quality is good, because the technologies may look simple, but simple is not easy. We have learned the hard way. If you don't make a good quality, the pumps may break in 2 weeks. If you make a good quality, they will last for 10 years. So the quality is very, very essential. That is why we sent Mr. Brighton Kaniki, who has much experience in Malawi with these technologies. And I think that we will do a good training. The details of the training, we will discuss more. We send some mails with preparation and the materials that is needed, but we can discuss those details later unless you want to have more information now. So I leave it for now. And if there is questions, please come with questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Rotarian Hank. President Rukia, the meeting is yours.
Thank you so much, all engineers, for putting us the request, and also, yeah, next update will be, I think, from Chris to give us his schedule of coming to Uganda. Then after that, we shall now request questions after Chris's update. Questions and updates after that are required.
Very good. Thank you, President Rukia. Quickly, could we have all of our members online introduce themselves rather than you being silent partners? From New York, Tony's, would you care to introduce?
Yes, hi, I'm Tony Wazikowicz. I live in Mahopac, New York. I'm a member of the Peekskill Rotary Club.
Tony,
Thank you for having me.
Tony, Leslie, you're muted.
Nice seeing you, Tony.
Go
All right,
ahead, Tony.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. My official name is Anthony Washington. Yes, I know it shows up as Leslie. I'll have to do something about that. My nickname is Tony, and I am the vice president currently of the Peekskill Rotary Club, and I do live in Peekskill, New York.
Welcome to Yumbe's meeting. And
nice seeing you. And you're most welcome to Yumbe's Rotary meeting.
And you as well.
Melissa, would you introduce yourself, and then Emmy, then President Moses, and then I will give my real quick summary of what I'm doing. Melissa, you're muted.
Good afternoon. I can tell you we have snow in Kansas, as you can see. I am so happy to be a part of this Yumbe Club. I come from the Rotary Club of Topeka, Kansas, and we're very happy to be partnering in this brand new club to help get started with the payment of dues. So President Rukia and I are working with Rotary International on that part of it. So always happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Malisha.
Emmy, go ahead.
Thank you very much, members. My name is Amy Zumlamai Okello. I am the Rotarians from Lira Metropolitan here in Northern Uganda. I'm very excited to meet the new members here, but also appreciation to President Rukia and the whole team of Rotary Club Yumbe. Thank you very much for meeting you. I'm very excited.
Thank you, Emmy. President Moses, you muted President Moses. We're not hearing from President Moses. Helene, would you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Helene Dudley. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Coconut Grove and the founder of TCP Global, and someone who is jealous that I don't get to go to Yumbe this year. I had a pleasure of visiting the Yumbe people last year.
Okay.
President Moses, can you unmute your microphone, and do you want to speak, or should I go ahead? I guess we want to hear from President Moses in Arua. Arua is right in the corner of Uganda, with South Sudan on one side and the Democratic Republic of the Congo on the other side. So my name's Chris Roselle. I'm a member of, as Hank said, of the Electronic Club of Wash, a digital club, and we only focus on water sanitation and hygiene, although I also focus on malaria, in that those are massive problems in the communities we work with in Uganda. We've found as many as 92% of the entire population in some villages with malaria. So I'm flying into Uganda Sunday night, and I will be carrying with me a duffel bag with 60 of the Sawyer 0.1 filters, which will serve more or less, inshallah, that means if God wills, more or less 1,200 people, and getting them clean water, and that will help ensure that when Brighton opens up more wells with more possibilities of low-cost wells, the technology that Brighton's bringing is a technology that cuts the cost of wells at least by about 90%. It cuts it from a typical cost of over $6,000 to a cost of less than $1,000 for a well. I guess I think that's all. I supposedly will arrive in Yumbe on the night of the 26th, and hopefully we will be able to connect with even better internet connections from Yumbe. The time in Yumbe, what I plan to do is facilitate Brighton's training, although Innocent and Rukia are the leads in the facilitation, but make sure we have all of the equipment and the housing in place for the both the local well diggers and the not local well diggers. I think that Arua is sending some traditional well diggers to be trained by Brighton. And I think that Emmy and Lyra Oyam will send some well diggers, and we need a place for them to stay while they're in the area being trained. And the training, I understand, is a 2-week training. Shake your head if that's wrong, Hank. Okay. And the other thing that I will do while there is plan with the district counterparts, including chairman of the youth, Mahad, who's in the meeting, but also with the district health officer, the district water officer, the district malaria officer. We will participate in planning with them, the Rotarians and the nonprofit that we work with. We will set up a plan for additional villages that we're working with and how to work with our current villages. One of the villages has a problem right now with putting in latrines, and that they have their soil has very high sand content. So I think we need to use reinforced latrine pits for those. That is all I have. I will be with my brothers and sisters in Yumbe, inshallah, on Monday night for the next 3 weeks. And then I will travel to Arua again, and to Oyam, and to Kampala, and maybe to Kabale. Thank you. And we had our founding mentor, Royce Gloria, online. And she's a former assistant district governor, et cetera, et cetera. Gloria, please introduce yourself, and then we'll turn the meeting back over to President Rukia.
Hello, good evening from Kampala. I'm sorry, I've been in a finance committee meeting of Malaria Partners Uganda. I chair the meeting, so sorry I've joined late, and from 6 o'clock, which is about in an hour's time, I have another meeting with Malaria Partners International. So I wanted to find out from President Rukia and maybe the treasurer if they have already put money on the Rotary account which they have opened for the malaria project, and to know if they have shared the account details with the MPI so that they can wire money to the account.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gloria. I think we had put money, we had opened the account with 200,000 Ugandan shillings. Which statement, I've got it here with me right now. President is going to pick it. Then I'm going to send, I'm going to scan it and then send to Malaria Partners, and then I'll copy it to you.
Okay, that is good. If you can share the information with me before 6 o'clock, that will be good.
I'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hank, go ahead.
Yes, just one observation, Chris. I mean, you did a very good explanation. The only thing I want to warn a bit is to get too much expectation. I mean, the new drilling technology is cheaper, that is true, because we focus on local production of the drill set and the local production of the pump, whereas the conventional drilling is imported drilling rigs and imported hand pumps. But the big boreholes for community wells often go deeper, they are bigger. The drilling that we do does not drill in rocks. So if there is rocks, forget it. You cannot drill wells with the manual drilling. So I want to reduce a bit the expectations and first prove if it is possible at all to drill wells, and then we see what the comparison is with the conventional wells. But it's not 90%. That's one thing for sure. You cannot compare the bigger deep wells with boreholes in rocks with the simple technology that we use. So it's a bit more detailed. But anyway, we will do what is possible, and the impossible will take a bit longer. Thank you.
Thank you, Hank. And we have a message in chat from President Moses in Arua, and his message says, many thanks. He is at work at the Arua Hospital. The network there is poor. He will listen to the recording of the meeting, and do not hesitate to type to him any questions we need for from the sponsoring club, that mentoring club that led to the formation of the Yumbe Club. Thank you. President Rukia, the meeting is yours.
Thank you so much. I would like to thank the visiting Rotarians and Rotarians and engineers who joined us, and also the partners who have been supporting Yumbe in implementing projects in Achiba, projects in Ramanda, which are going to start very soon. And again, a new project which is going to start of the drilling the Mususu well. So I would like to thank them all, and also not forgetting our mother, Gloria, who has been our advisor, who had made all possible effort to sit in that Yumbe has to be someone else. So I would like to thank them all the members. I think with that, it brings us to the questions. I think Christine wanted to ask the question. It brings us to reactions and the questions of whatever has been aired out, and all the questions are most welcomed.
Thank you very much, Chris, and the Rotarians online. I'm really very happy of today's meeting because new ideas have been put in place. I have a simple concern, especially about the wonderful program which is coming. When our colleague from Malawi talked about the program of the water, drilling of water, he talked of a lot of things, especially fabrication, installation, training, and the other things of Model 1 and Model 2. And later he also talked about the dates. I think it was corrected by Brighton, which is 5th and 6th. So I was just concerned when he talked about 25th. I was saying now that is the date when maybe Chris is going back. So I'm begging Chris or Brighton to give a detailed schedule such that these activities, series of activities of fabrication, maybe involving those people in the district and training of the youth. Others are coming from Arua and others are coming from Oyam, such that we also make our preparations early to make a schedule and timetable which will fit and make the program to be very effective. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was from Edemani Colette, RCC member. Next, I think we have a question from Lenny Christine.
Thank you so much. My question goes to the engineer from Malawi. I would like to know how effective is that mechanism, because at this time, this is the month of January, actually we are going to February. At this time, you will find that some of our areas in Yumbe the water level has gone down. It's now very, very low. Because sometimes our local people here try to dig the well at this time, but they will never reach to the water point. So I don't know how effective it is, so that to make us motivated that we shall really be able to get water at this dry season. Because when you get water, you are able to reach the water table at this dry season. It means this is going to be a lasting water, which is not going to be disappointing people. Yeah, that is my question. Because we really don't want to have lack of water. Again, we really need to have water plenty for consumption, for human beings, for animals. Actually, we are excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That was from Christy. Back to the engineer. And after that, there's a question also from Ayuf.
Okay, like for the first question, I can just say that whenever we train well diggers, it's like their part is to drill holes, of which after there will be a provision of putting that in hand pump. So I hope these people, they'll be coming from different areas. So it could be good if in those areas you select few people who are welders and a few people who are well diggers, so that if you combine those people working together, the other people, their duty will be fabricating those hand pumps, and the other people will be like digging the wells as well as making civil work and installation. So if you combine that work, it will be like a chain work. So that's it. And for the second of how effective are these systems? Okay, when we make a tube well is always reliable than an open well. You can go deeper up to 24, 25 meters, while a hand dug, they cannot go far as in this system. So even if it is a dry season, the water table has gone down, you still reach the water. So that's why we suggest to make tube wells rather than open wells. So this, it will work, and I can assure you that these systems are very effective than relying on open wells. So that's it.
Thank you. We also have one.
If you allow me, I will just add a few more comments. First of all, we have done this type of training since 15 years in several countries. And the experience is that we start with training people that may become trainers themselves, because the 3 weeks, of course, is too short to do a complete training for a lot of people. So what we really recommend is to choose a few people that have real interest in drilling, that also become trainers themselves in the longer term, if it works. Both for the well drilling, we need 2 types of people. So it's well diggers that want to learn well drilling, and it is metal workers that want to learn rope pumps and making drill sets. So those are the 2 types of people that you need. And then again, this training is 3 weeks, the total. It's only a start. If it really works, it's the start to try if it works, if we can drill with the technology in the area. Because as I said, if there is rocks, forget it, we cannot drill. Then the second objective is to train a few people that can become trainers in the long term. We will try to guide them in a second and a third training in the next years, but they try to find people that can become trainers themselves. And then the last question, also a very good question, by the way. If you dig by hand, well, you can never go deeper than 0.5 meter below the water level, because then digging is becoming difficult, and it also becomes dangerous because the walls can collapse. That is why we drill wells. We drill small tube wells that have a diameter of 60 to 70 or 90 millimeters, and that can go deeper into the aquifer, deeper into the water layers. If it's enough water, we cannot guarantee. No driller can guarantee water in a well. It's always a trial. But we hope to find water, and then we have longer time water than hand-up wells. That's the only thing we can say. But we cannot promise water because that's in the hand of somebody else. The geology we cannot change. It depends on the water layers in the ground. I hope that explains the two very good questions, by the way. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, next now, things are behind the time, but there's also a question, one question from the youth. Let him answer that, and then after that we shall now go.
Yes, thanks. The Rotarians from online, then the Rotarians inside the house. I would like to thank for being part of this meeting today also again. My concern is, because our chairperson has talked about the youth exchange, because we need, for us here, know that our youths are just in the sorrow state, one like that. So I wanted the Rotarians outside there to really react about this issue of how we can change the youths in Yumbe district here to cut off these issues that they're going through. Then to add on that issue of the water level, because me, I concur with the engineer, because I know at this time it's very good to drill these waters at this time, because at this time we know the water levels have they have reduced. Then it's really good to do it in this dry season, so that the level that they're going to drill it will be the one to help, so that in future the sustainability of these waters are going to be there. Unlike if you have to do them during the rain season, one like that, where you find that the water level will be up here, then it will just be very easy to find it from up here. Then when it comes the dry season, then the level will reduce. So me, I concur. It's very high time to do it at this time so that it can have its sustainability. Let me stop here. Thanks.
Excellent, thank you. And President Rukia, Rotarian Emmy has a question.
He's most welcome.
Go ahead, Emmy.
Okay, thank you very much. I will not spend much time. I'm just actually trying to ask the engineer that what is the cost analysis for that borehole? If the youth are trained, how much will it cost to drill one for the communities? Then the other question that I was asking is, will there be some basic equipment that will be provided, or accessing it could be easy? Because when I look at the one posted on the YouTube, I find that it's quite difficult to get those drilling equipments. So how can someone access after the training? Thank you very much.
Does Hank or Brighton want to answer that?
Yeah, Brighton, you want to answer?
Yeah, so you may add if I'll make it simple. About the cost, the well and the system, it ranges $300 to $600. So about the drilling equipment, that's why we explain that it's good to involve those welders, metal workers. Once we taught them how to fabricate the drilling equipment. So it's them, they are going to multiply. If the drillers wants to buy to have his own equipment, so the one who is a fabricator is the one to be a key master in those areas. So they can go to that one and say, okay, Mr. Man, I need equipment. So it will be like an option. You say, I need a such tool according to your plan. So that's it. It looks like not common. You cannot say you go to a such shop to buy it because it's locally fabricated. We do make those things locally. So the idea is to involve those welders so that the sustainability should be there up until. Hank, can you add?
Yeah, again, very good question. The cost of a well depends on many things. It depends on how long it will take. It depends on the transport cost. It depends on the geology, the size of the casing, and the pump type. So in other countries, we can only compare with other countries. In other countries, the cost of a Masuzu drilled well of anything between 15 and 25 meters is anything between $500 and $1,000 because you have to include the pump. You need two things. You need a well and the casing, but you also need a pump. So the well and the pump together is anything between $500 and $1,000 in other countries. Again, we have to see how it is in Uganda. Then the next thing is the objective of the training is to leave one example at least of a drill set and one example of each pump type in Yumbe so that they can be copied. Because again, there is no time to make 5 or 10 pumps. That will take more time. The logic is we gave the first training and the drill set stays there. So when other people want more drill sets, it's like Brighton says, they can go to the welder and ask for a copy. The same thing with the pumps. There will be an example of the two models. And if people want copies, they can ask the metal worker, the pump producer to make copies. Does that answer your question? Over.
Yes, you did answer very well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think it's already time. Yeah, I would like to thank the partners who have been online with us having a meeting, the partners, the visiting Rotarians, the engineers, and the Rotarians who are online and also Rotarians in the August House. I would like to thank them. I would also like to take this time to appreciate the efforts, to appreciate the Rotarians, the non-Rotarians, the visiting Rotarians, non-visiting Rotarians, and also the engineers who have been with us for the amazing work they brought to us and the amazing way. I would like to take this time to adjourn the meeting. I think we're going to adjourn the meeting with the final toast, which final toast is going to be said by Len Christie. With the final toast, we're going to stand up to observe the order of the final toast. So I request the Rotarians in the house. Okay, chickily, turn around yourself. Turn around yourself. Say hi to Chris. Saya. Thank you so much. Now, at this juncture, we need to close the meeting. We're going to say our final toast together. Is it okay? Yes. Okay. Now let's go and say it. I give you Rotary world over. Share.
Cheers. So the holy.
Thank you so much. Hank and Brighton, are there any last things we need to deal with while you have me face to face and before I fly to Uganda?
There may be some technical details, but we can make a two-person meeting and make sure that everything is prepared. But for now, I think it is clear for us on our side. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Hank. And
Just
Gloria,
wondering
I need to meet you and before I get out of Kampala to give you what I am carrying for you. And you're silent.
Sorry, what time do you arrive and when?
Unfortunately, I arrive at midnight Sunday. But it will take me an hour or so to get out of the airport, and then I don't think buses. Innocent says the bus out of Kampala is not until 10 a.m. So I'll go to Arua Park to catch the bus and so on.
Okay. Do you need a reservation?
For the bus, that would be great to have the reservation if I need one.
Chris, is it
Yeah.
clear that this is Saturday night, Sunday morning, or Sunday night, Monday morning?
It is 10:51 p.m. Sunday night.
Okay.
So kind of Monday morning. According to which second hand the clock is on when I arrive.
Okay.
So which bus should I book for you?
You're the
one going
expert
to-
on which are the best buses. Is it the baby bus or the?
Nile Star, I think. I think the Nile Star.
Okay. Nile.
Well, I use Nile Star.
So I'll put down Nile Star is what I'm taking. If you can reserve, what time does Nile Star leave Kampala?
I think there's one which leaves at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I will check. I'll call
Great.
there and check.
Yes, if you can make a reservation for me, I will have all the money to pay for it, but.
So that is Monday 30th?
Monday, the 30th,
Okay.
inshallah.
And traveling to Yumbe?
Yes.
Okay.
Coming back, I will plan to stop in Arua and Oyam and Kampala and so on and so forth, but going
Okay.
with this big duffel bag of filters,
Yeah.
I'll try to get straight through.
Okay. I have a contact of the reservations officer, so I can call them and make a reservation for you for on Monday, 30th January, on those early morning buses going to Yumbe or to Arua. I think they also go to Yumbe.
I think so.
So when you arrive in Entebbe, where will you be between the time you have landed and before you go to Arua Park?
The first hour or so, I will be exchanging money and getting my cell phone chip, MTN chip activated and so on. The MP Avaco has said that she will pick me up. I don't,
Okay.
I am not sure that that will happen. But what I will plan to do is take the lowest cost transportation into Kampala I can get that will get me there relatively fast. And then I will hang out at any store that or restaurant that is open.
Okay. Well,
Excuse me, does the bus leave from Entebbe as well as Kampala?
no,
No, okay.
no. Yeah, so the buses only leave from Kampala. If the MP is picking you up, then maybe she will put you somewhere. Otherwise, that time, traveling that time of the night may not be safe.
Okay, I can just go to a local hotel, the least expensive I can get, and get a place for a few hours and then travel in.
Yeah, yeah. If the MP does not pick you up, it may be safer to stay somewhere in Entebbe, and then you travel in the morning.
Good.
Yeah. So maybe that means I'll book for you the bus for 10 o'clock if you have to do some transactions in Kampala first.
Well, I don't think, I think all of the transactions will be at the airport in Entebbe before
Okay.
going into, so I will
Okay.
do them before leaving the airport. I hope.
Okay. Let me check. Let me check with the reservations office, and then I'll send you. We can chat on WhatsApp. I can give you a feedback on WhatsApp.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And
Which
is
airlines?
United Airlines, astoundingly.
Okay. Okay. So that's also the flight I use.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
taken that one.
Yeah.
Good.
So I use the United, and yeah, that's the one I use.
So it'll be out of Belgium.
Yes, they partner with SN Brussels.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that is fine. That's the flight I use also.
Good.
And
Then
then you
you're
have
the
a
expert.
stopover. Then you have a stopover either in Kigali or in Bujumbura for 1 hour.
Excuse me, could I interrupt for just a minute to ask Rukia to, I'll send you a Zoom link so we can talk separately about the issues we have to discuss. Okay, Rukia?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'll sign off from this and I'll send you a Zoom link.
Is there anything else we need to discuss before everyone leaves?
No.
All right, well, I will end the connection. Thank you very much. I hope it has laid the groundwork for everything we need to do. Lots more work. And President Rukia, I will be in Yumbe answering Nicolay's question. I will be in Yumbe from the 30th until something like the 22nd or so, 23rd, and so there I should be able to help in setting up and interviewing and meeting and planning with you and everyone during those 3 weeks on the ground in Yumbe. Inshallah.
Inshallah. All the
Yes.
in the house are wishing you safe journey. They are wishing you journey masses to Yumbe.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you. With With
Okay,
that, if no
okay.
one has an additional question, I will end the connection.
Okay, thank you, Chris. See you Monday.
Inshallah.
Bye-bye. And a lot of success
Bye.
on
Thank
your
you.
travel and safe travel.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Brighton, it was an honor to meet you. Look forward to seeing you. Okay,
Okay, okay, yeah, bye.
goodbye.